Hoorah, Marines! I'm Sergeant Bugstomper, and welcome to another glorious day in the Corps. Every paycheck's a fortune, every formation's a parade, every meal is a banquet. I love the Corps! Today, we're going to be continuing where we left off in Dead Hills, playing Dark Descent. Last time, we got our asses handed to us. Today, it's not going to be the same. So without further ado, let's stomp some bugs. Alright, we are back in the Otago. This is right after our first deployment, where we got squad wiped right before getting out. But we managed to sneak away at the end of the last video, and now we're going to prep and get ready to go back to Dead Hills. Now, my objective for this deployment will be to gather the maximum amount of resources, save the maximum amount of survivors, and complete every objective except for fighting the Queen in the end. For that, I'm going to want to have at least a few level 3 Marines and some additional weaponry, like the sniper rifle, the incinerator, and some mines. So, before we get to that though, I'm going to address a very serious issue.
Any questions?
And that is that all my Marines are dressed differently. Now, as someone who spent time in the military and understands that uniforms serve a purpose, I find this absolutely unacceptable and quite frankly a little disgusting. So, I'm gonna deal with that. I'll be back as soon as I'm done.
Get on the ready line, Marine! Get something to die! Get on the ready line! Yo! Move it up, goddammit! Get hot! 1, 2, 3, go, get out, get out, get out! Move it up, move it up, move it up! Move it up, move it up, move it up! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 9! Absolutely badasses! Let's pack them in!
As you can see, all of our Marines are one color, the best color, and most importantly, they got some goddamn helmets on. We've got a few supplies that we pulled out with us during the last deployment. I'm gonna grab 2 of each. One of our Marines also has the pouches upgrade, so instead of 4 of each of these supplies, we'll be able to carry 5 now, which is excellent. Alright. We're loading up, getting into the dropship, and getting ready to deploy. Alright boys, we've deployed to Dead Hills.
Listen up, squad. Tactical situation's been updated. First up, I want to get Dr. Becker some samples of these creatures. Give us a better idea of what we're dealing with. Second, if there's anything here we can use to patch up the Otago, well, I want those materials too.
Marines, remember we saw a hangar on Secom. If we're to find any materials for the Otago, it should be there.
Alright Marines, you heard the Sergeant. Materials and survivors. Now, unlike last time, since we're no longer in a tutorial mission, there'll be Xenos spawning immediately, so we're gonna have to be careful while we move. Record terminal. Alright. Before we do that though, I'm gonna use my flashlight to see if there's anything here we can loot. Looks like we got some ammo here, which is excellent. But I think we looted this place on our way out. That being said, let's check the terminal, see if we can't find any nice, juicy loot anywhere else on the map.
Wait,
first things first, we are going to find McNeil. Now, as much as I care about medics, the important thing about McNeil is you have to find her to unlock the sentry gun, which is absolutely essential to surviving onslaughts. Alright. I'm gonna place some motion tracker here. Just because I want to have visibility around the map. Avoiding Xenos and making sure we don't run into any large groups without good reason is going to be essential to surviving. Because if there's one thing that I also noticed about Nightmare Mode is that you run out of ammo a lot faster than you would on the other difficulty levels. And let's say if you're facing an onslaught with nothing but handguns, well, you can kind of guess how that's going to go. You guys might have noticed also that I've moved the location of where you can see me, just because I thought maybe you guys would also like to see the motion tracker. And every time that I forget to look at it and accidentally walk into a Xeno for no reason. But anyways, we've got a
Squad leader
biologist to
here.
save.
The signal comes from behind this bulkhead door.
Looks like a decontamination chamber. You should be able to cycle it. There should be a terminal next to the entrance.
Alright. Let's see what we can see.
Decontamination process commencing. Processing. Processing. Decontamination halted.
What the?
That's close enough. Who the hell are you?
USCM, ma'am. Responding to Sheriff Sousa's distress call.
Good news. I could use some of that.
Decontamination process restarted. Processing. Processing. Decontamination complete.
Alright, Marines, we've just pulled McNeil out, and we've got access to sentry guns.
Hold on, squad.
Oh, snap.
I think company's coming.
You sure? I see nothing on your trackers. Anyway, I guess you could always put those sentry guns to good use.
You're learning fast, Administrator.
Place
that gun, Marines.
Alright.
Alright, we're all set. They're coming. Give those bugs a warm welcome, Marines. Open that door.
Alright. Alright, Marines. Let's get tactical.
Decontamination process engaged. Processing. Processing.
I assume they're going to be
Decontamination
coming from
complete.
this direction, because there is no other direction they can come from, so I'm going to lay down some covering fire right off the bat. I'll also toss a flare,
Give me the light.
so that we get a bit of an accuracy boost when we're hitting them. No. Alright, when they're grouped up like this, grenades are ideal. Come on, Marines, stay cool.
Looks mostly intact. Dr. Becker should be able to work with that.
Alright.
Alright, squad. I think we're good.
Excellent.
Bring the vet to safety.
Oh, damn.
Hold your fire! You'll kill her!
What the hell was that? Did that critter just steal the vet from you?
Damn! I just lost McNeil's PPT. They're
Oh,
abducting people.
no, I guess I still need it.
Explain why everything is being sent to PPTs. I'll dig into the data transmitter's history. Maybe
All right.
there's more survivors out there.
We're being hunted, but I'm not one to sit on my hands, so we're gonna move. Probably for the best as well, since this is where the Xenos expect us to be. I'm gonna pick up the sentry gun because this is not something I want to leave behind. This is gonna definitely save us moving forward. But while we're here, let's collect this surprisingly large amount of Xeno research. We got incoming. Let's see if... Alright, perfect. Oh, no. No way. That thing walks... Oh. So, another thing about this game, right? When that hunt timer is ending, sometimes you'll have Xenos that are just about to find you, and then they find you as soon as that timer ends, and what that does is it restarts it fully. So instead of a single hunting session, you're being hunted essentially for twice the time, and that means you're that much closer to an onslaught, you're that much closer to Category 2 Xenos, you're that much closer to dying, really. So, we're gonna proceed to this next closest objective.
Ugly freaking place.
They're built to last, not to look nice. Let's find that equipment stash.
Look sharp.
Alright.
So you copying this? No problem.
So that bug is in the vents. unless we directly walk in front of it, it won't be an issue to us and will disappear in a little while. That being said, they can pop up anywhere at any time, or I guess anywhere there's a vent, I should say. So you've got to be careful when you're moving. I've seen people who, you know, they'll do a lot of running on these missions. They won't take it slow, and they'll run past a Xeno event and launch a hunt for absolutely no reason whatsoever, which is not ideal. So.
Got a body here.
Give me our
Alright.
smuggler. Is there anything on the body?
Okay. We'll read it out here.
Oh,
A transformer station?
Hunslet, do you have eyes on that from up there?
alright.
Yep.
I want these
Marking
resources,
the
but I
coordinates.
don't want to stay in this room any longer than I have to. There's a bug spawner right in that corner over there, which can pop out a Xeno at any moment. So essentially, I'm sitting on a ticking time bomb of aggressiveness, and I'd like to get out of here as soon as possible.
Roger, that's a 216.
So, another thing the game will do, and what a lot of new players will fall for, is in a room like this, right? You'll have resources spread out throughout, right? And there's an urge to just click all these boxes right away, and have your Marines run in every which direction. Now, if I were to do that, and a bug were to pop out right now and my Marines are spread thin, let's just say we're gonna die pretty fast. So, you want to move slow, you want to make sure your squad stays together as much as they can, on top of just being spread thin. If you're trying to evade Xenos, right, the last thing you want is 3 of you guys to do it successfully, and then that one guy that's lagging 5-10 meters behind just gets you spotted, and all your work was for nothing. Away. So I'm gonna place down a motion tracker
Use your motion trackers.
here. Now, if you guys remember from our first deployment, motion trackers are great for providing visibility on the map, but they also serve a secondary function, which is the overload function. Now, when you overload a motion tracker, it makes a bunch of noise and essentially draws all of the enemies on the map to that area. This is very, very useful if, let's say, you're out of ammo and you need to find a way out. Having a motion tracker at one corner of the map or another, and having all the enemies run to that corner so you and your team can safely get your asses out of there, is a good thing. It's a good contingency plan to have in the back of your mind.
Inside the complex.
Alright. So, from what I can tell, these two Xenos are both Venters. So we don't have any active moving Xenos in this complex, so for now we can breathe easy. Our Marines are a little bit stressed. I think I am going to try and create a shelter to get a save down, but on top of that, we're going to reduce their stress as much as we can. Just because as soon as we get to the next deployment, as soon as they get to that next level of stress, they're going to start taking debuffs. And on Nightmare difficulty, debuffs are a death sentence, even at the first level. Thumbs up, shake it off, like any proper Marine should do.
Movement!
Oh! Move.
Right to us. Tell her to shut up and get her to the ARC now.
With all that noise, she's lucky to be alive.
Remember how I said you can sometimes, the Venters sometimes pop up out of nowhere and you can walk into them really easily? That's a good example of that right there.
We've seen this before.
And once again, my Marines have decided to let a person suffer instead of putting them out of their misery, even though this isn't the first time they've seen this. Very proud of you boys.
Movement!
You know, the Geneva Convention is actually a checklist to my guys. Well, that was a big nothing. While we're here, we might as well check out the rest of this building. Especially while the Xeno activity remains relatively low, this is the best time to gather resources and supplies, especially ammo, which we are in a very short supply of. We've got another spawn room here. It doesn't look like there's too many resources for us to gather, so I'm gonna get the fuck out of here
Still Marines and we got a job to do.
as fast as I can and proceed down this hallway. So, alright, we got a nice bit of supplies here. Let's see what this gentleman has on his corpse. And we've got another bug in the vents, I believe, actually. Right in the vent where we need to go by. So, we are now full on medkits and toolkits. Essentially, the only thing we don't have right now is ammo, and I will do my best to remedy this before we hit anything too serious. Now, with these bugs, if you move slow, like if I start running right now, he's gonna see me. I think we might just sneak by him here. Perfect. No. Whoa! Alright. That's what I get for talking. Taking some acid damage.
Still Marines and we got a job to do.
I'm gonna stop the hunt by welding myself in here. I am not in any position to fight right now. This would just be a waste of resources that I could use on something else. But now that the door is welded, we've interrupted the hunt. I'm gonna move the APC over to here just so it can provide some covering fire while we move past this clear area here. Now, what I want to find is where I can get my hands on some building supplies. I don't expect that I will be fighting the Queen on this deployment, but oh, that's not good. Please, 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 please. All right, run, run, boys. Get the fuck out of there, Marines.
Watch out, squad.
Oh.
Those big things were on Pioneer Station. I think that's the origin of the infestation.
Squad, clear that nest and get to the friendly. But watch yourselves.
Alright, well, we are stuck between a rock and a hard place, so what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna go back this way and fight those Xenos. You, buddy, are gonna get a nice grenade, have some of that. Oh, and have some of that. Perfect, we kept him at a distance, the facehugger is coming. We've hit him, and now we're gonna hit this bug. Hopefully we can get it before it gets to us. Looking like it will. No acid splash on that one. That is excellent here, but since we're already detected, I don't care about them anymore. Let's just kill him. So actually we almost just got face hugged. If there's facehuggers in here, I'm assuming this guy's probably dead. I'm gonna lay down some covering fire here just so we don't... We give it a little bit extra time before they reach us. And we got a critical hit. That is excellent, Marines. Good job. Kill him!
Sergeant, if
My
these
Marines
exits
have
started the life
absolutely
cycle, then we
no
eradicate
empathy for
Maybe
their
we can
fellow
get the
human
outbreak
beings.
under control. Might
Frankly,
even
I think
stop
they
it
just
dead.
like watching chest
I like the
bursters
sound of that.
happen. I have no other explanation for why they let so many people just suffer
We don't have to do it the
unnecessarily.
hard way. This place is full of
That being
security
said,
cameras.
the hunt has been interrupted. We've got a Xeno over there. We're gonna stay away from it as best we can. Said, the reason I'm continuing to check all of these rooms is because I would like to find as much ammo as possible.
Marines and we got a job.
Ammo runs out extremely quick on Nightmare mode. I can't say this enough. I know I've said this so many times now, but it's just, I'm very surprised at how fast ammo runs out.
Fucking Wayland Yutani.
Alright,
Roger, that's a 216.
let's go ahead and plug into these cameras here. Alright, so at some point we've used up one of our toolkits, so I'm gonna grab another one here. While that's happening, I'm gonna take a look at the cameras. So,
Looks like we got some supplies by the admin building.
excellent, that's what we're looking for. Alright. Still no Xenos. Before I forget, move on to the other cameras. Let's place another motion tracker right at the edge of the map, just so we have that option should we need it. Let's see what else we got here.
Can't be sure, but it looks like there's some ammunition still in the armory. Might
Excellent.
as well put it to use.
Absolutely fucking excellent. Oh. Alright. These idiot bugs don't know where we are, so. Being in a room with a bug spawner. Oh shit! Not good. Not good at all. And we are very low on ammo. Alright, I am gonna... Alright. It looks like we're gonna hit a massive onslaught. I'm gonna do my best to get to the ARC as fast as I can, because that will really be the saving grace here. Alright, we got a bug. Kill that bastard. Oh, didn't see us. Excellent. Alright, we've got 25 seconds to get our asses to that ARC, or we are most likely screwed. I'm gonna go for the ammo because we need it. I think we'll make it though. There doesn't seem to be any bugs. Oh, there is a bug, and what the hell is going on? Computer's spurging out. This is the absolute worst time for it. Buddy, I need you to fuck off right now. Oh shit. Okay, I'm gonna use a tactical analysis. We're gonna get some command points in. I want this bug dead. And let's get to that ARC. Come on, do your thing. Help. Alright. The onslaught's closing in. Where is it coming from? Alright, they're gonna be hitting us from this direction. I'm gonna get the fuck away from this door and see if I can't set up a sentry gun in time to cover us for that onslaught. That is the wrong place to set a sentry. Alright, looks like we're not going to get our sentries up in time, so I'm going to forego that. I'm going to use my Retribution, because I don't want to spend toolkits if I don't have to. Retribution does gather quickly enough that I'm not afraid to use it in situations like this. We're going to do our best to make the best use of it. I'm gonna spam grenades. I don't want these bugs getting anywhere near me. I can't afford the ammo. Alright, so we got one more. We don't need this covering fire anymore, because he's not coming from that direction. Overshot that grenade a bit. Let's start moving away from these guys. Hive has launched a hunt. Alright. So, I'm gonna take a second, gather all of these research materials, once again making sure that I want my Marines to be in the generally same area. I never want to have more than 2 Marines with their hands full at a time, just because these bugs can come from anywhere, and the Marines will not leave the animation unless you ask them to, very politely. And so they'll just sit there getting absolutely torn to pieces while trying to pull that med kit, ironically. Alright, let's see what else we got here. Do we have any supplies from these Xenos? Now, research materials are also very, very important. They'll give us access to certain buffs, which we can select at the beginning of a mission. First, of course, we do need to unlock the blueprints for that. Which shouldn't be too difficult, at least not for the first one. We've set up this sentry. It was absolutely useless. Not because the sentry's useless, but because I've just freaking picked the wrong spot to put it in. But we'll do better next time there. I'm gonna use the ARC to redeploy my squad closer to Torrance's location. I know it's not that far away, but with the hunt, oh god, don't do that. Well, Marines, we're making good on our promise to stomp and bug. I don't think we're doing that bad so far, considering we still have a level 1 squad. I would actually say things are going pretty well so far. We're going to finish up gathering these resources. I'm going to extract my squad after investigating that box with eggs. And then with this many Xenos, there's definitely a queen somewhere, but I want to at least have access to an incinerator unit before I challenge the queen whatsoever. These Marines I have right now with just shotguns and underbarrel grenade launchers are going to get absolutely wrecked. And, you know, I don't want to send my Marines into a bloodbath if I can avoid it. Probably will still happen a couple of times, but I will do my best to be prepared, as that is the name of the game. Since there's an armory here, I'm going to assume this is probably the sheriff's office, which means that that right there is Sheriff Souza, the very nice lady who sent that distress call to us. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like we made it in time for her. Oh well, shit happens.
Squad online.
Now, I'm debating... Alright, never mind. We've got 2 Marines that are back down the handguns. There is no debate here. We're going to grab this ammo because we need it. I was hoping to save this for the fight with the Queen later on, but
Movement.
you got to play the hands you're dealt.
Get him out. We can't leave him in there.
Your commander whispering in your ear, kid.
Wait, how does he know that?
You guys might want to join me in here. Seems it's safer behind bars than roaming free. Trust me, I've lived the Marine's life. I know. Keys are in the sheriff's office if you want to bunk down.
Okay, we'll get that key.
This is where that
Don't make
Xeno's going to run in
yourself
here.
too
Luckily, he ran directly into our ARC, which is exactly why I parked it there. Oh! But, I will say, our Marines are quite stressed, so I think it's time to create a shelter.
Let's move!
I don't want to spend too much time in here either, just because there's only one exit. Which means that if anything happens, we're gonna have to be stuck
Now we know
here.
why the sheriff didn't answer.
Looks like she put
Alright,
him
so
out
that
on
was the
flight.
sheriff.
Rest easy, Sousa.
Welcome back to the core, buddy.
Maybe. There's something about his attitude.
Were you in the Corps long, Marine?
7 years before they canned me, Chief.
And why would they do that?
Same thing as put me in here. Wasn't so good with orders, you know?
Alright. Torrance, you have no armor and no weapons, so you're gonna sit this one out. I'm sure you'll get a nice chance to die in the next deployment. For the time being, though, let's see what we got here. I remember Hanslet asked me for a drink last time we were by this area, so I'm gonna stop by the bar, see if there's nothing in there we can loot. There is a Xeno in the vent in here, but as long as we stay relatively far from the vent, it should be okay. And it seems like it's disappeared. So
Read it out here.
oh yeah, no, you got another bug room in here. You know the drill, boys. Let's place down a motion tracker. Make sure we can distract him if we need to. Doesn't seem like there's anything in here for us to pick up, which is fine. I want to get the hell... Oh, and I fucked up. And I fucked up. Oh, I've really fucked up. No, stop running. Fire back. Oh.
Alright, what's next?
Alright, we're gonna need a tactical analysis. I think we might lose a guy, which would be unfortunate. This shotgun is saving my ass. And these bugs are doing their best. Oh man. I gotta get the hell out of here. Luckily the ARC is not too far away. E. Ruiz is basically dead. So what I think is going to happen is we're going to grab those resources. When these Marines get back, they're going to be level 2, so they're going to have access to the incinerator unit, and we should have enough to be able to purchase it. Hopefully we'll have enough for mines as well, which, quite frankly, I'll try not to abuse because they can be quite overpowered. They're a command point ability. So basically, you could put as many of them as you want, and you can absolutely span them across the entire map. That sounds like it can be a very boring watch, so I'm going to refrain from that, but a few mines here and there definitely aren't something I'd be opposed to. Now, being next to the ARC is awesome for us. Especially since one of our Marines is already down to a handgun. We're going to redeploy the squad to grab resources. Hopefully, they won't be able to kill my squad before they get in the ARC. Excellent. Beautiful. The ARC is invulnerable, which is good for us. We're going to get out of this general area. For the most part, the Xenos will hunt you in the last place they saw you. So moving away a little bit should ease the pressure a bit. That being said, I'm going to do my best to pay more attention to what I'm doing, because the next oops is going to be a squad wipe. Luckily, he has yet to notice us. There is a Xeno in this vent, but I don't think it should be an issue. I would like to get closer to the ARC before I initiate combat, in case we're going to get screwed. Looks like that Xeno was probably in an inner vent in the complex and not on the outer vent. But before this Xeno gets too far away, or unless it already has. That's alright. I've got ways of drawing them near to us. Alright, Marines, put down the motion tracker. Let's get this party started. Now, I'm going to go ahead and start the onslaught. That being said, as soon as I do, or while the onslaught is active, I will not be able to extract. So essentially, we gotta survive before we can get out of there. It's not like, you know, we can halfway through we can just run out and be like, nope, I don't want to do this anymore. No. If we commit, we're getting committed. So, and I think it's worth the experience. So we're gonna overcharge our motion tracker here. This should draw at least a couple of Xenos to us. Be very surprised if it didn't. Looks like we got one coming over here. A couple more coming across the map, slowly making their way in our general direction. We've got some pretty good coverage of the map in terms of motion trackers, which is great. But let's see if we can't make it a little bit just outside of our grenade range there. The grenades do take a little while to get to the target at longer ranges, so I'm going to fire a little bit further, and oh, there we go. Alright, we're going to make it to the massive onslaught. The Xenos are hunting us. Luckily, we do have the ARC to cover our ass, and we're going to make use of it as much as we can. Stress 75? Yeah, no, buddy, I'm sorry. Sorry I'm putting you through this for no reason. Yeah, some covering fire. I don't want those guys getting close to me. My question is, where will the bugs be coming from? Here, we got two directions, so I should be able to preempt their path quite well. Alright, let's see. Alright, they're coming from the north. Let's get a sentry gun down, covering us from that position.
Sentries are in place and key.
I'm gonna cut my covering fire in that direction, place down some new covering fire in the northern direction. I really hope they don't decide to go around or come from any other direction, because I won't have time to redeploy once that onslaught gets in here.
Your thing, baby.
Excellent. We've got our retribution meter almost full, so command points won't be an issue. So I'm not too worried about them. But I am gonna put down a flare to give us a bit of a boost in accuracy. And the onslaught has entered the sector. So I expect they will be coming from the north. Unless they pull a big brain move here. Nope, we're good. We've got a pretty decent field division. None of these guys should be able to get any closer to us than that. That being said, I am going to launch a grenade and activate retribution. Alright, we're going to take a step back. Our sentry gun is almost out of ammo. Oh! Oh, 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 oh! Not good. You, buddy, need to die. Alright. The onslaught is over. We haven't made it to level 2. All the Marines are still only leveled up by 1. But that is okay. At the very least, we should be able to have enough materials to get a flamethrower, or the incinerator unit I should say, and some mines. And that'll already be a vastly different experience to what it has been so far. So, let's go ahead and extract. I think we've done pretty good. 300 materials, perfect. So, some of my Marines are going to be out of action. I expect at least a few of them, or you know, 1 or 2 of them should be good to go on the next deployment, and those will be the guys that will be holding that incinerator and those mines. Alright, we've redeployed back to Dead Hills.
Stop your grinning and drop your linen. Squad online.
Man. If nothing else, guys, if you're getting this game, or if you actually play it, I highly recommend the Aliens SFX mod. I would much rather listen to Hudson say funny dumb shit like that rather than move on 30 times every 10 seconds. Alright.
Alright, what's next?
The game has blessed us with some ammo. My Marines don't have any stress, they don't have any traumas either, so we successfully left the last mission without any issues. But we're gonna proceed through here, slow and careful like, just because mistakes are costly. I'm gonna go ahead and seal the door.
I want this sealed now.
It is a little bit early to be resting. We just got here. But the reason I'm doing this is because I want to make use of the resourceful ability, which should grant us about 2 ammo. Perfect. I have a feeling we're gonna need it pretty soon. See if we got anything here worth looting. Doesn't seem like it so far. Anything in these nice shower area? Huh. We're gonna follow this nice little trail of blood further into the complex.
Roger, that's a 216.
And we got movement. So this is a live Xeno, it's not a vented Xeno, which means there's a chance it's going to come this way. I'm going to take a step back, lay a mine in this direction. And if the Xeno decides that it wants to try its luck in our direction, it's gonna be in for a very, very nice surprise. And it looks like we made the right call. The Xeno, nice and dismembered. Gonna continue walking in this direction, so I'm gonna place another mine. Just because I do not want to be spotted just yet if I can avoid it. And if I shoot at that dismembered Xeno, that's exactly what's gonna happen. So we're gonna make our way out of here. This Xeno, okay, wait. I need you guys to get away from that door. Oh, never mind. Perfect. So, as we progress through the game, there will be more stealthy options on dealing with Xenos, especially lone patrolling Xenos, which will greatly increase the speed at which we progress. But for the time being, the only way to avoid a fight is to have the Xenos either be killed by sentry guns, mines, or the ARC.
They're in here.
Or, I guess, avoid them completely. Alright, I'm not going to let my excitement get the better of me and start running. Is that a spawner? No. No, just a messy floor. Which works perfect for me. We're going to continue going down this hallway.
Movement.
Got a bit of movement here. Let's see what we're doing in terms of motion trackers. What do we got over here? Just a different hallway. Let's see what this room has.
Probably looking for other ways to get in.
Affirmative.
Alright, looks like we've got a spotter here. I'm gonna leave a nice surprise for our friends before they pop out of there.
Personal data transmitters.
Finally, they'll understand what it feels like to walk into something when you're not expecting it. This is revenge for the vent. Alright. Looks like we can't go that way. We've got a barricade this way, but I don't see any real use in dislodging it at this moment. We're gonna proceed into this room.
Here's your container, Administrator.
Hey, we have to be sure. Go check it.
So, I'm pretty
Still.
sure there's gonna be a crusher coming, and I think he's gonna be coming from that door. Got a Xeno here. I hope they don't spawn in this room. It's looking like these Xenos are waiting in the vents. Luckily, we're far enough away that I don't think... Oh! Looks like they just spawned someone.
They're in here.
Eat that, you bastards. I'm really
There's
hoping
only
this...
6, no, 8 ants here. And no nest.
Not nearly enough to infest a whole colony. They must have another way to breed.
You know what, Hayes? I don't want to hear about it. Check the container's log, Marines. Let's see where that crate came from.
Alright. So we're gonna be a bit proactive. I'm gonna lay out a nice
Roger.
minefield. While that Marine is busy, luckily the Xeno in that corner seems to have disappeared. I'm also gonna place my 2 sentry guns
Sentries are in place with
in
key.
the direction. Now, while I'm doing this, this door is sealed. I'm not going to unlock them because it'll give us an extra direction for the Xenos to come from. I am going to seal this door.
I want
Just
the
because
seal.
the last thing I
Now.
want in a boss fight
Fast.
is for a Xeno to show up and fuck me in the ass.
Good thing, baby. For what it's worth.
Right. So, we've set some mines and some sentries. We are, however, low on command points. And by low, I mean we don't have any. But I'm a very impatient lieutenant. Yeah, certain death.
Yo!
So we'll go ahead and start this now.
Not much here, Sarge. Only a signature from Gallagher, colony director.
Alright, Marines, let's get tactical. Oh. As you can see, the mines are a bit overpowered.
Shit! You saw the size of that thing? Tell me it didn't come from those cows, man.
We should head to
Ultimate
the director's
badasses indeed,
Maybe
Marines.
We'll find more about the container there.
Good call, Administrator.
Alright,
You
we
reckon
should
the
have all of the
Gallagher
exits
sent
sealed up.
containers to Pioneer
There's a
Station?
good chance Xenos will still
only
come
one
through
way
that
to find
entrance where
out.
that crusher came
Need
from
a
because
ride,
we are being
squad?
hunted.
Don't forget I'm here.
That being said, thank you for the heads up, Harper. I'm gonna go ahead and get the ARC over here. That'll probably cover any Xenos trying to get into that direction.
Let's go. Roger.
Oh, and we're gonna get the hell out of here. Oh! Kill him. That Xeno's gonna make it through that door. I'm gonna have someone get some covering fire. I wanna grab that research, or I guess those specimens, I should say. Why are you not shooting? Because it didn't spot us? What do you mean it didn't spot us? Alright. We're gonna expend our last toolkit, because I feel like we need it. And we did not. Alright. Alright, Marines. It's looking like we're gonna have to head over to the second floor here. I'm gonna quickly check this room. See if there's any goodies. Some extra ammo would be nice.
What's
Well,
happening, eh, punk? Can't see
while I'm at
anything
it,
in here.
actually, speaking of extra ammo, let's weld this door and give it a quick rest since we beat that boss. Doesn't look like there's anything in here of interest to us, but that's fine, because just by resting we're gonna get some ammo generated passively from my Marines with the resourceful skill.
Maybe meals and banquet.
Every time I hear Apo, it puts a smile on my face.
Yeah, I'm
I just
on it.
can't help it. Alright, that Xeno's far enough away that we don't have to care about him. This area is not covered by a motion tracker, so I will go ahead and put one down here. We're doing pretty good on ammo so far. Could be doing better, obviously, but 9 is definitely better than 0. And we're going to proceed and redeploy to the elevator and go back up to the second floor. Now, last time we were up there, we got absolutely wiped. The Xenos wiped the floor with us. They were coming from every direction. This time, we're going to see if we can't avoid that fate. But the difference this time is now we have an incinerator unit. And I'm looking forward to showing you guys what that does, because it is quite awesome. Let's head on over to the second floor. Another thing I like about this game is that the load times are insanely quick. Alright.
You copy?
I'm gonna go ahead and practically lay a mine here, just because I feel like we might be making a mad dash to the elevator near the end of this. And it would be nice to have some mines covering our retreat. Now, on this level, the absolute most dangerous areas are the catwalks. because you're exposed. There's a lot of patrolling Xenos, and there's usually only 1 or 2 ways to go. Which sucks when there's Xenos on both sides. That being said, I'm gonna... Please cancel. Please cancel. Please cancel. Please cancel. Please cancel. Go, go, go. So, yeah, sometimes the game will put goodies in front of you, right in front of a Xeno vent. And so that could have been a very, very awful mistake.
It's inside the complex.
I really hope that Xeno doesn't take a left. Alright, boys, let's run for it. Maybe we can still make it. Looks like we... Oh! And I don't see how we can make it through here without being spotted. So it looks like we're in for a fight, Marines.
Inside the complex.
Oh, it looks like we're in for a real fight.
All right, listen up.
Alright. I'm gonna show you what the flamer does. So, we're gonna burn this area. What this is gonna do is it's gonna essentially block off this path for the Xenos. Keep in mind though, if you do block the only path to you, the Xenos will just run through the fire. So it's kind of the Sun Tzu's golden bridge situation. Instead of giving your enemies a chance to retreat, we just want to control which way they're coming from. The objective is in that direction. I'm actually gonna switch my cover and fire. Perhaps we can survive nice enough with... Well, and looks like we're gonna have to use a tactical analysis so we don't get absolutely shredded right now. Oh, and that's a nice miss. We're going to continue moving in this direction. We got one more command point just in time. Let's see if we can't escape without too much trouble here. We're going to grab this specimen.
Another dogfight.
But yeah, these catwalks are absolutely deadly. The only saving grace is sometimes there's a very limited number of directions. So if we had that fire on one side, we could set up sentry guns on the other side. If we hit a massive onslaught, I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. But it is my hope that that won't happen until we at least complete this objective. So, looks like we got some movement in the complex. I'm gonna wait up here for my Marines to regroup. The hunt has been interrupted, which is good for us. We're gonna have a little bit of room to breathe. But unfortunately, sometimes in this game, there is just no way you can avoid a fight. Which, you know, is probably pretty accurate.
Alright. See the importation log? But we have a problem. It's encrypted.
Can't you open it?
The way you security standards are simple but strict. I need his access codes, and as a company executive, the director has an obligation to carry them with him no matter what. But I don't read Gallagher's PDT anywhere near us.
Then I guess the trail went cold. Lucky for us, we have more objectives to complete anyway. Stay sharp, squad.
Sergeant Harper, I've searched through the PDT's history and enlarged the scope of our receivers. Turns out the chips of several citizens, including McNeil and Gallagher, disappeared next to an old mine.
If there's still trimonite in there, it must be messing with the PDT signal.
Exactly, which means more might be alive down there.
All right, Marines. Administrator Hayes just found us a new shining objective. She needs that director and we need that vet. We're making a detour through that mine.
Really, Sergeant? Caving? Thank God I'm only flying with you lot.
Alright, Marines, we're going to make our way back to the elevator, and then we will proceed into the hive. Honestly, the smart move would probably be to extract, get my Marines, level up to level 3. They seem to all have made it so far. But we have collected a mass amount of ammo while we've been here, and I don't want to let that go to waste. I'm gonna take an alternate route. Run. Alright. There are a few rooms in here that we can explore, but honestly, aside from toolkits, we're pretty good so far. And I think there's going to be quite a few of those in the mine, if I remember correctly. Alright. I'm going to use my head for once. Get that door closed. And let's activate this motion tracker. Draw all those Xenos in that direction. You're going to see them start moving pretty quick. And as soon as we do, we're going to run our asses as fast as we can to that elevator. Normally, I wouldn't recommend this, but with the way these catwalks are, I don't want to spend a second more here than I have to. This is where we got wiped last deployment, or I guess the first, in part 1, we got wiped on these catwalks, so I'm going to avoid them as much as I can. Luckily, we seem to have made it through without any major incidents, and we're going to make it to the first floor. Honestly, guys, I was expecting to die at least 2 or 3 times by now, so the fact that I haven't actually has been quite nice. Let's see how long that lasts. Well, we've got a second on this nice little joyride. I'd like to take a second to say thank you to all you guys who've watched my first video so far. As someone who's new to YouTube, or I guess new to recording videos, I'm always looking for feedback on how to improve, how to make things better. And, you know, if you'd be so inclined and you feel like becoming an ultimate badass, please like and subscribe. Alright, got some more ammo. We're going in without a sniper, which means that most likely we're going to be fighting before we even reach the Queen. But I'm confident that we'll be able to make it through. Alright, Marines, time to switch on. We're heading into the belly of the beast. Wish us luck, Marines. Mineshaft -1. Here we come.
Going deeper and deeper into the lair of the beast. Charming, really.
That's what I said.
Keep that line clear, squad. It's already hard enough to hear you with all that trimonite around.
2
I'll
Marines.
try to adjust comms to those caves, but keep your eyes peeled.
You're right.
I'm gonna practically lay some mines. Just to reduce... potentially reduce the amount of directions they can come from us, or come at us from. We are pretty close to a massive onslaught, so if we do get detected, that's definitely going to happen. Keeping that in mind, kind of like a game of musical chairs, you know, when especially when you're one of the last 2 people left and there's one chair and you're just circling around, right? Every time you're in front of that chair, well, actually, I don't know about you, but every time I'm in front of that chair, I move a little bit slower.
But stay frosty.
Right? And so essentially, this entire... Oh. Alright, and he's fucked off back in whatever direction he came from. Let's set a motion tracker here. I think the strat here might be to draw them all into one area of the map and then proceed with the other area of the map. Now, as you can see, Xenos seem kind of slow on the motion tracker until they suddenly start running out of nowhere, and that's usually how you get spotted.
This ain't right, man. Look.
Yeah. A little difficult to gauge where the enemies will see you and where they won't. Oh. Looks like one of our mines has done its job. I'm not sure. We've got some supplies there, but this is going to be a very risky proposition because there's a lot of Xenos around here. And oh, I'm going to play a little bit of ring around the rosy. Shit. All right, Marines. All right. So we're going to be facing a massive onslaught very shortly. What I'm going to do is I'm going to find a defensible position and set up there. I really need you to kill that guy without me spending command points, guys. For some reason, it seems like he stopped moving towards us. Potentially a glitch. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to weld this door. I'm going to set up my sentry guns in this direction. Have them covering this door if that becomes a necessity. But really what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this door be covered by the incinerator.
What it's worth.
You get it?
So we're going to get some covering fire in this direction because I assume that's where most of them are going to come from.
All right, listen up.
Alright, and Buddy's trying to rip through the door. I'm going to go ahead and lay down some fire here so that when they do open that door, he's not going to want to go through it. Perfect. Alright. You massive... Oh! That is less than desirable. I hope no one else is smart enough to do that. But that being said, I'm going to expand a toolkit just to get some grenades down range here. This is really our only option for groups at this stage. This guy is not being covered by covering fire. Oh. Oh, and I think...
You're a team, and there's nothing to worry about.
Oh, that was a very...
Listen up. Proceed 216.
Alright, Marines. As expected, this has been a poor decision to come in with such a noob squad, and as a result, we've lost one of our Marines here.
I want this thing to go smooth and by the numbers.
What did we lose? Ruiz, Kurtz, Maori. We got his dog tags, we will honor him, but for the time being, we're going to get the hell out of here because we are not prepared for this fight. And quite frankly... Oh, Marines are not in the elevator. Can I... Oh, because he's dead. Yeah. It's weird how it still gives you that. Like, what am I going to do? Revive him? After he's been ripped in half? Well, yeah. You know, a big part of this game is the risk and reward scheme. I took a risk, and as a result, I lost a Marine. Happens. Very, very unfortunate, especially since that Marine had a few levels on him. I think he was going to make it to level 3. But such is life in the Aliens universe. Before I lose anyone else, though, I'm going to extract my squad. And we're going to go ahead and get the hell out of here. Alright, Marines. I think that'll be it for this video. This has been the second and third deployment. In the next one, we're going to go and fight the Queen. So, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe. And also, subscribing immediately makes you an ultimate badass, so there's that too. But, that's been me, Sergeant Bug Stomper. Thank you very much for your time, and I will look forward to seeing you in the next one. Hoorah, Marines.